Hey there, and welcome back to Sound Of, where we dive deep into the albums and musicals that leave their mark not just on our playlists, but in our hearts. I'm your host, Danny, and in this episode, we're taking a journey back to the 18th century, but with a twist. Picture this: founding fathers spitting bars, revolutionary ideals writing the rhythm of hip hop, and Broadway lights turning a forgotten figure into a cultural icon. Yep. We're talking about Hamilton. It's been a wild ride since Lin-Manuel Miranda took Ron Chernow's hefty biography and turned it into a genre-bending, show-stopping, Grammy-winning juggernaut. Hamilton didn't just bring history to the stage, it rewrote the rules of musical theater. And today, I'm hoping to unpack why this show hit me so hard, the songs that shook me the most, and why this story still resonates years after that first watch. Alright, let's rewind to July 4th, 2020. Picture me, completely unaware of the whirlwind I was about to step into. Up until that point, Hamilton was just a name I heard floating around. I hadn't listened to a single note of the music that was already a phenomenon. Then it dropped on Disney Plus, and curiosity got the better of me. I figured, why not? And hit play. From the very first number, I was hooked. The energy, the pace, the cleverness. It was like musical lightning. And then came the song Satisfied. That moment. Angelica's rewind, the layered staging, the emotion. It was like someone cracked open the musical playbook and wrote a brand new rule. It hit me that this wasn't just a show. It was a full-on reimagining of what storytelling could be. And then non-stop. That track. Its chaos and momentum and pure narrative propulsion. The way the musical builds to the Act 1 finale feels like a pressure cooker, ready to blow. Why do you write like you're running out of time? That line lingered in my head for weeks, especially in the middle of a pandemic, when time felt both infinite and uncertain. Now, fast forward to November 2022, I finally got the chance to see Hamilton live in a theater with an audience. And while I thought I knew what to expect, nothing could have prepared me for how immersive it actually was. For the first time, I truly appreciated the design. The way the stage itself moves, the rotating turntable acting like a physical version of momentum, choices, and history turning forward. The lighting wasn't just mood, it told the story. It sharpened moments, pulled focus, let the quiet parts land. A single spotlight in Quiet Uptown said more than a dozen lines ever could. There was that moment during One Last Time where everything just slowed down. The music, the delivery, the staging, it all leaned into the weight of that goodbye. And sitting there, I realized how much care went into making that moment feel earned. Not just in the performance, but in the way the show lets us sit with it. And then it's Quiet Uptown. That one hit like a wave. It doesn't overplay anything. It just sits in the pain. No flashy staging, no dramatic flourish, just stillness. And somehow that made it all the more powerful. It made me think about how musicals usually try to fill every second with sound and movement. But here, the silence mattered. That restraint made it unforgettable. Becoming a fan of Hamilton wasn't just about finding new favorite tracks. It was about discovering a piece of art where every element, from the lyrics and performances to the lighting cues and set designs, works in sync to tell a story that feels urgent, human, and honest. It challenged me, entertained me, and in a strange way, made me feel like I was part of something bigger. And that's why it stayed with me. Long after the curtain came down, the music, the story. It's stuck. Now, part of what makes Hamilton such a powerhouse, beyond the lyrics and staging, is the sheer talent of the original cast. These aren't just incredible voices, they're performances with depth, nuance, and character baked into every breath. You hear their choices, the restraint, the fire, the sarcasm, the heartbreak, and that's what makes the soundtrack feel so alive, even without the visuals. Let's start with Renee Elise Goldsberry as Angelica Schuyler. Satisfied is already a masterpiece of structure and pacing, but what she does vocally? It's stunning. Her delivery moves from controlled elegance to breathless urgency, flipping between confidence and regret in seconds. She's rapping an internal rhyme at warp speed one moment, then stretching out a note so aching it feels like a confession the next. And it's not just technique, it's emotional storytelling. You believe Angelica is choosing duty over love and that the decision is tearing her apart. Then there's Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr. His voice is like velvet, smooth, composed, but always with this undercurrent of tension. In Wait For It, he delivers that push-pull of control and envy so precisely that you feel it building even in the quietest moments. And when he finally breaks in the room where it happens, it's like watching a dam burst. That shift is sonic. It's in his tone, his phrasing, his rhythm. He's not just singing. He's unspooling Burr's psyche in real time. Christopher Jackson's Washington brings gravitas to every scene he's in, but One Last Time is where he really leaves a mark. There's this steadiness in his voice, measured, grounded, but you can still hear the weight of what he's letting go. It's dignity, not drama. He gives the role so much presence without ever needing to raise his voice. That restraint is part of the power. And of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda is Hamilton. Now, vocally, he's not the traditional Broadway powerhouse, but that's kind of the point. His performance is restless, constantly pushing forward like the character himself. He's the beating heart of the show. His delivery is raw, conversational, almost journalistic at times, especially in Nonstop. You hear that manic, relentless drive. He might not hold the highest notes, but he holds your attention. Every line has purpose. Even the ensemble deserves a shout out. The vocal blend, the tight harmonies, the way they shape the soundscape of the show, it's not just background. It's atmosphere, rhythm, and commentary all at once. Listen to Yorktown. The way the voices stack, shift, and swirl, it's like audio choreography. So what is it about Hamilton that made it stick with me years after I first hit play on Disney+? It's more than just the clever lyrics and catchy hooks. It's the way this show takes history, dense, messy, and often ignored, and breathes life into it with rhythm, rhyme, and raw emotion. And it's how it takes complex, flawed human beings and turns their ambitions, rivalries, and heartbreaks into something deeply relatable. And maybe, most of all, it's how it sounds. Because the sound of Hamilton is its soul. Whether it's Angelica's sacrifice in Satisfied, Hamilton's relentless drive in Nonstop, Washington's quiet strength in One Last Time, or the devastating calm of its Quiet Uptown. Each song becomes a chapter, not just in a story about the past, but in the emotional story of us, what we strive for, what we regret, and what we leave behind. For me, Hamilton became more than a musical. It became a marker, a before and after. Before, it was just a title everyone talked about. After, it became something I carried with me. And that's the kind of art we celebrate here on Sound Of. The kind that gets under your skin, into your headphones, and stays with you long after the final note fades. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time on Sound Of.